Hello, I'm Stanley Falk, and I have here Helen Hodges, who is here. We're here in St. George, southern Utah area, and Helen Hodges is just about ready to turn 100 years old. And I was so excited when I heard someone lived in our town at this age. And Helen has some secrets, some health secrets that she is willing, thank you, Helen, to share with us. And maybe we can incorporate some of these things into our lives. Helen, we would like to know, the first question is, what do you do to live such a long life?
Well, I attribute my long life, the first thing would be my inheritance. I had parents that were long-lived, and I had a good life with them until I lived there with them, and they always had, my dad always had good food, fresh vegetables.
Okay.
Then when I was in high school, I went to dances.
Okay.
And I contribute my exercise to all the dancing that I did.
And that's a fun way to exercise.
Yeah, and walked every day.
A lot of walking?
Yes.
Okay.
And not jogging, but just walking.
Okay.
About 4 or 5 miles a day.
Wow.
And so then, after I left home, I married him when I was 24. And my husband and I started taking vitamins.
Okay.
When we were about 45 years old.
A good vitamin program.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to a eye, ear, nose, and throat doctor and asked him about vitamins. We hadn't ever taken them, you know.
Okay.
So he got out his book about that thick and told us, you know, what we should begin to take.
Okay.
So that started us on the vitamin thing.
All right.
And so then, when I married Harold, we both walked every day, just about every
Walking every day.
Every day.
That's huge.
And then we went to dances. Our hometown had dances every weekend. And we went there, and then when we were in high school, every chance we got, we'd go dancing. Because we loved to do it, and he was a good dancer. And
oh, nice.
evidently he thought I was. So anyway, we had fun. We were married about 7 years before we had Jenny, my daughter. And then in 2 years we had our son. And so that was our family. And so we had a good life. Did
you feed your family, your children, a special diet?
Well,
live a certain way, eat a certain diet?
Well, we tried to stay away from meat.
Okay.
Red meat.
Stay away from red meat.
And use turkey and chicken and
okay.
And salmon. We love fish.
Okay.
And we ate a lot of fish.
Okay.
Fresh vegetables.
Fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, fruit. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I contribute, that to let our children eat that, and they all like it today.
So yeah, you raise them that way, they get used to eating that way, and it's a way of life.
That's right.
So Helen, now that you're almost 100, do you still follow a regimen? Do you still exercise?
Yeah. I walk every day.
Still exercising, walking every day?
But then I have a massage machine.
Oh, okay.
I can lay down on it and massage my whole body.
Okay. What's your philosophy on the size of meal? How big of a... Do you eat big meals? Do you eat small meals? What's your philosophy?
Now I try just to eat 2 meals a day because I don't, not as active as I used to be.
Uh-huh.
I used to eat 3. My dad always was real strict about it. We'd have a good breakfast, And then at 12 o'clock, we had dinner. We didn't have lunch, we had dinner.
Dinner at 12.
Yeah.
That's the big meal.
Yeah. And then at night, well, we just had light stuff, you know.
So the big meal is in the middle of the day. Start out with a good breakfast.
And I still like it that way.
And you still like it that way.
Yes.
Your big meal is actually for lunch.
Yeah.
And then your evening meal is just light and small. I think there's a lot of wisdom to that.
If I'm invited out, you know, for not for the night meal, well, then I don't eat much for lunch that day.
Okay, so
hardly anything.
You know, there's wisdom in that. So if you're invited out to a gathering in the evening, your lunch meal is small, so that you're not eating too big.
Sometimes I don't even eat it because I'll have a big breakfast and I'm not even hungry.
Not even hungry.
So, and I don't eat when I'm not hungry.
There's another huge thing. Don't eat when you're not hungry.
That's right.
Stay away from it.
That's right.
A lot of wisdom to that. Great. There's one thing that you told me about, Helen, about the master cleanse.
Yeah.
You do that every year?
I try to do it once a year.
Once a year, and for how long?
10 days.
10 days. For those of you that are not familiar with the master cleanse, it's a lemon juice and
Pure maple syrup.
and then a little shot of cayenne.
Yeah, and water.
And water.
And you just sip that along all day for about 2 quarts of it.
Okay.
And you do not get hungry. That maple syrup, I think, takes
The hunger.
the hunger away. And if you do get a little hungry, you can just sip a little more. But don't just gulp that down. Just sip it along all day long
Okay.
for 10 days.
10 days.
And no food.
Zero on food.
No food, period.
Okay, so basically, what that would do, it would cleanse your body. You're doing a 10-day body cleanse, 10 days on the master cleanse. At 100 years old, Helen is still doing the master cleanse for 10 days.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard, because, like you said, that maple syrup.
Well, it's in your mind.
Sure.
It's up here.
Yeah.
That you can do it now. Some people say, "Oh, I get too hungry. I can't. I couldn't do that." Well, if they think that, they won't.
Isn't that true? That is true. So, speaking of mind, Helen, do you do anything to keep your mind so sharp? What do you do to keep it?
Play bridge.
Play bridge. So
Any kind of games.
any kind of games. Keep the thinker thinking.
Yeah,
If you don't use it, you lose it.
that's right.
Basically.
Yeah.
So,
But I've played bridge a long, long time.
Helen, do you have any other advice before we close? Any other advice that you'd like to share with us to attribute to a good, long life?
Well, there's a lot, really. You have to live a good life and a life to help other people. You forget yourself and think of other people.
Help other people?
Yeah.
Be right inside, is what you're saying. Have a clear conscience.
Yeah. I love people. I stay away from negative people.
Good for you. Just like poison, huh?
It is to me.
It is poison.
And I just don't like it. And
Helen, stress. How do you handle stress?
I try not to have it. I try not to be concerned because it doesn't do any good. That's wishful thinking if you think you can overcome something like that. You can't. But you can just stay healthy and forget it. And
Don't let it get to you. Don't let it eat you up.
No matter what happens, just wash it out of your mind and it'll go away eventually.
Eventually. All things must pass, right? Okay, so Helen, how about vitamins and minerals? Do you take supplements?
Yes, I do.
Do you? You take a vitamin supplement?
Yes.
Okay, and with the minerals?
Yes.
And you've done that for quite a few years?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you feel like that's an important part of your longevity?
Yes, I do. Definitely.
Okay, all right. Well, that's really, there's those that feel like that if they just eat a certain diet, that they're going to get all that they need. But it's not going to hit it anymore, especially now with the soils, the way they're depleted and everything.
Yeah.
We need the mineral and we need the vitamins.
Right.
Yeah, I've come to that myself. And so get a good quality vitamin, a good quality
That's
mineral.
right. Now, don't just go to some of these places that have them on the shelf.
Yeah, the big box stores.
You are wasting your money when you take those.
Synthetic type of vitamins.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take them from a place that really knows their business.
That has a good source, good food source.
Knows what they're doing.
Yes.
To give them to you.
Okay, well that's very good advice.
Yeah.
Helen, thank you so much for having us.